Hello and namaste. Welcome to Prana Yoga Online. My name's Anika, and today we'll be practicing Lunar Flower Flow. This practice is designed to cultivate a sense of harmony and ease, an opening and softening within that brings forward the lunar qualities in our awareness and in our bodies, awakening the parasympathetic nervous system of rest and digest, allowing things to settle and to integrate, as well as flow, opening up a sort of grace within that is flexible and resilient, even from this place of softness and quietude. Practice is also especially ideal to practice in the evening. Can help prepare the body for rest if you have trouble sleeping, but will be restorative and rejuvenating way to start the day if that's your preference. You can have your hands placed wherever you like as we open the class with one sound of Om. Inhale with me. Let your breath melt into your belly, into your hips and your pelvic floor. Let the tension be unwound from the muscles here. Your belly naturally expanding with your in-breath and relaxing even more deeply with each out-breath. Alchemizing effort into ease. Replacing agenda with enjoyment. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the side and overhead. Maybe look up at your hands as they meet above your face. As you exhale, turn your body coming into a seated spinal twist, left hand on left knee, right hand behind your right hip. Let your sit bones ground as your head lifts upward. Heart open, shoulders soft, breath easy. Inhale, reach up through center. Exhale, twist in the other direction. Knees relaxing, hips releasing. Inhale, reach your hands up through center. Exhale, place your left hand on the mat as you lengthen your body towards the right side. Right fingertips long, right sit bone connected to the floor. You might draw your right pinky towards the ground to roll your right shoulder open, more space between shoulder and neck. Allow your breath to especially extend into the right side lung, opening the right side body, space above your hip. Inhale up through center. Exhale, open to the other side. Allow your awareness to merge with any ease that you can find here. What feels natural, maybe even pleasurable? What feels soft and sustainable? Let this be primary in your awareness. Inhale, come up through center, both arms up. Exhale, bow. Place your hands on the floor. Stay grounded through your right, through both side sit bones, as your upper body begins to melt. There is no need for your fold to look any certain way. The purpose of this practice is to increase the intimacy of your connection with your body, depth of listening to what it wants, to what is organic, and to what it doesn't need. This means there needs to be no effort, no pushing to accomplish something. Just you, curious, enjoying. Press your hands into the floor. As you breathe in, begin to walk them towards your body. Now sweep your hands over to one side and bring your knees underneath your hips, coming onto hands and knees. Spread your fingers apart and press down through the base of every finger. Through the heel of your thumb, the heel of your pinky finger, palms grounded, toes spread wide and press down through the tops of your toes as well. As you inhale, scoop your heart forward and up. Lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. As you exhale, let your forehead come towards your navel. And inhale, open through your front body. Exhale, nose to navel. Continue at your own pace, enjoying this synchronicity of breath and movement. Inhale, come to stillness. Bring your toes to touch. Widen your knees to about the width of your mat. Press your hands to send your hips down towards your heels. If they don't meet, you're welcome to utilize the support of a pillow, block, folded blanket, or any other prop. Same goes for your forehead. If it doesn't naturally connect with the floor, you may enjoy supporting it with something. You need not use a prop. You can also stack your wrists on top of one another. And this can create quite a nice nest. Let your shoulders release. Breath bringing ease and softness into the chest, shoulders, and neck. Let gravity make the most of the weight in your hips. And feel your belly opening into your thighs as you breathe in and falling away as it softens on your exhale. Bring the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth for one humming bee breath here. Brahmari breath, the sound of an om. Inhale. Place your hands under your shoulders. Breathe in. Come up until you're sitting on your heels. Place your hands on the floor. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back to mountain pose. As you press through your hands, your shoulders will draw away from your hands towards your hips, your thighs. Let your belly roll up towards the tops of your thighs as you bend your knees. Let your head be heavy. The connection of your hands, the balls of your feet, and your toes on the floor is stable. As if you're spreading roots out from wherever you're grounded into the support of the earth beneath you. An exchange of knowledge, of awareness and energy. As you inhale, step your right foot forward and drop your left knee to the ground. Let your left toe untuck if you like, and maybe pad your left knee by folding your mat or using a prop. Ground your left hand on the floor, and as you inhale, twist open, bringing your right hand to your right hip. Stay grounded through your right foot. Maybe inhale, lifting your right hand towards the ceiling. Keep space between ears and shoulders and softness in your face. Now exhale, bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot and inhale, twist open to the left side. Left hand either on left hip or up towards the ceiling. Now slightly pressing your right knee and your right upper arm into one another. You have permission to become lost in the flow of your breath, the circularity of this natural movement. As you breathe out, place your left hand on the ground. Begin to walk your right foot slightly out. Maybe angling your right toes away from your hands or keeping them pointing forward, different for everybody. You might begin to walk your hands slightly forward or bring a bit of a bend into your elbows. If you have a prop available, perhaps like 2 blocks or even a pillow or a bolster, you might enjoy resting your elbows onto these. We're going to really sink into the space between your legs. Length coming into the left hip flexor and opening coming to the inside of your right hip. Let your neck be relaxed here. Breath smooth and fluid. Inhale, press both hands into the floor. Shift your weight back and bring your right knee under your right hip. As you inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze, lift your hips. Exhale, round your spine, forehead towards knees. Inhale, tuck your toes, lift yourself up into mountain pose. Settle here in stillness for a moment. As you breathe in next, bring your left foot forward in between your hands as your right knee comes down. Draw left hip back, right hip forward. Let your tailbone be heavy as if you have a big tail. Bring your right hand to the floor and open your body towards the left side, placing your left hand on your hip or lifting it towards the ceiling. I invite you to close your eyes if it's available to you and let yourself feel freely, feeling everything that there is to be felt in this flow of your awareness without you modifying your experience in any way, not labeling, not judging, holding on to, or pushing away any experience. Let's breathe out to bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Breathe in to bring your right hand to your right hip, now opening your body away from your leg. Option to bring your right hand up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, place both hands to the inside of your left foot. You can keep it here, or you can walk it out a bit, or you can turn your left toes out to the side, kind of changing the angle of your hip. Bring your weight in between both hips, and then maybe begin to walk your hands forward. You can bring a slight bend into the elbow, perhaps to the point of grounding them, or placing your elbows onto a prop of some sort. Explore what is nourishing for you here. Most nourishing way to hold your body and also to hold your awareness. Where the power is going in your mind. What happens when you let it all go? Opening the metaphorical hands of your mind and your will to the flow of what is larger and kinder. And finer. Breathe in, place both hands on the floor. Bring your left knee under your left hip. And this time, if it works for your body shape, we're going to come into child's pose with the knees together. If it's better for you to widen your knees, you're welcome to do so. I'd also invite you to, rather than keeping your hands forward, which is still an option, to sweep your hands behind you, palms face up beside your hips. The use of any props you have is welcome. Another humming bee breath here. Inhale with me. Place your hands under your shoulders. Lift yourself up until you're sitting on your heels. Sweep your legs out in front of you. Place your hands on the floor behind you. Bend into your elbows to lower yourself back first onto the ground. We have a few options here. Option 1 is to rest your hips on top of a block or a prop of some sort. You can also have your seat against a wall as you lift your legs up. So you can have your hips on the ground, on the block, or against a wall. This posture is very energetically rejuvenating. Bring lots of blood flow back into the vital energy centers and organs. If you are not pregnant, menstruating, have high blood pressure, a headache, or a head cold, we're going to move from this posture into shoulder stand. For shoulder stand, you're going to keep your gaze upwards, and I will demonstrate it first. So for shoulder stand, I'm going to demonstrate it because we want to keep the gaze upward when you're actually practicing it. So for shoulder stand, you rock your hips up towards your face, catch your hips in your hands,
walk your shoulder blades under you, walk your elbows under you, and then you might straighten your legs more by bringing your hands higher up your back. So for those of you coming into shoulder stand, now you want to rock your hips up towards your face, catch hold of them in your hands, maybe hooking your thumbs around the fronts of your hips to create a little shelf. And then walk your shoulder blades underneath you to take the weight off of your neck. After this, walk your elbows together, walk your shoulder blades even further under, and you might begin to walk your hands up your back so that you can rock your hips more towards your face and your heels further away, coming into a more upright position. If you're not in shoulder stand, you might enjoy exploring different leg positions here. If your hips are still grounded, maybe bringing the soles of your feet together to create kind of a diamond shape. You're also welcome to do this in shoulder stand as well. This is Parvatiyasana, divine feminine pose with the legs. Let's inhale again to straighten the legs. And if you're in shoulder stand, lower your feet towards the ground behind you. If you're not in shoulder stand, you're going to place your feet on the floor in front of you, bending your knees and keeping them at about hip-width distance apart. Again, for people not in shoulder stand, we're coming into little bridge pose. You want to have your hands placed on the floor with your thumbs touching your hips, and then lift your hips up. You might have your hips resting on a block or a prop, or they might be just kind of freely lifted. Soft and easy breath in whatever posture you're in. Before inhaling, if you are in plow pose, halasana, bring your feet back up and begin to slowly lower your hips onto the ground. If you are in little bridge, you can also slowly lower your back onto the floor as we all move into Matsyasana, fish pose. For fish pose, we're going to have the thumbs underneath the hips touching, so we're actually sitting on the hands, but laying down. Elbows a bit under the body, legs touching, toes pointed forward. And inhale, press into the elbows to lift the heart up, to turn the gaze back, and then to land on the top of the head. Heart lifted. Continue to have an easeful breath and an easeful quality of awareness here. As the heart shines open, the energy at the top of the head is grounded. Sit bones pressing into your hands. Belly soft. Face relaxed. Exhale, tuck your chin. Lower the back of your head to the mat. And draw your knees in towards your shoulders. Option to take hold of the backs of your thighs for happy baby, or to wrap your peace fingers around your big toes and maybe rock side to side a little bit, pressing the knees more towards the floor or towards the shoulders on either side. Continue to allow the breath to flow in your belly. Face soft as the hips open. Back connected with the earth. Exhale. Place your feet on the floor. And you have a few options for Shavasana. Can widen your feet apart and or you can have divine feminine legs with the soles of your feet touching, or your feet mat width distance, knees tented in. For this practice, Shavasana is just going to be one sighing breath. You're welcome to stay here longer if you like and you have time. Deep inhale together. And a loud sigh through the mouth. Inhale, sweep your knees down to one side and roll yourself into fetal posture, cradling your head on your bottom arm. From here, you can walk yourself up into a comfortable seat and your hands placed wherever you like. We'll close the practice with one sound of Om. Inhale. Namaste.